Alright guys, welcome back to another video. So I want to do another channel update because I haven't done one of these in about a year. I pretty much do these like once a year anyway, so it feels like it's about time to do another one because I do have a couple of things that I'm planning to put out on the channel, some new series of tutorials, and also I just wanted to kind of cover a few other additional things. So first of all, the PS4 videos are not going to change on the channel. I'm going to continue doing those, of course. Whenever something new and interesting comes out for the PS4 that's worthwhile making a video on, I will cover it, of course, as usual. That's not changing. But there's a few things with the Nintendo Switch that I want to cover. So, in case you guys didn't know, I did do a whole video on this, but I got a copyright strike from Nintendo. Technically, it wasn't a copyright strike. It was a circumvention of technological measures complaint, which is a community guideline strike. That's what it results in. It should be a copyright strike really, but they do this community guideline strike on you. I actually appealed it, and my appeal was successful, and I got my video back and the strike removed. But then Nintendo were able to just issue another one on the same video and get the whole video taken down again, which they wouldn't have been able to do if it was a copyright strike. But again, I've already covered that in a previous video. So that strike's expired now, and that's one of the reasons why I wasn't uploading many Switch videos, because I was obviously, you know, concerned about getting another one of these strikes, especially when I already had one on the channel already. Now it seems to be that they're just targeting SXOS videos, which is the paid custom firmware by Team Executor. People doing guides on that custom firmware are getting their videos taken down, and so yeah, that's a worry. It's a shame because, of course, SXOS, I mean, at least in my opinion, is definitely the superior custom firmware out of all of the custom firmwares for the Nintendo Switch. But yeah, making videos on that's a bit too risky. So, and I do want to do more Nintendo Switch videos as well, because I have them scattered so far apart on the channel, like months apart for these Switch videos. I want to kind of redo the Switch tutorials, kind of like my JTAG tutorial series, where this time I put them in episodes. So it'll be episode 1, how to jailbreak the Switch, episode 2, how to install games like NSP, XEI files, dumping your game cartridge to the SD card. Episode 3 would be like installing emulators, like RetroArch. Episode 4, modding games through Layered FS. Episode 5, other mod tools and stuff. Episode 6, maybe updating the firmware, who knows, not necessarily exactly in that order, but something like that, where it's more structured and the tutorials are more structured. So I'm planning on doing that with free custom firmware, because free custom firmware has actually come quite a long way since my first video I did on it, where it would crash constantly and had all these kind of problems. Whereas now it's matured quite a lot more now, and there's easy ways to install games. Like initially you couldn't install NSP files or XEI files, and then you could install NSP files but not XEI files. Now it's pretty simple, straightforward to install NSP and XEI files on free custom firmware, and all those kind of things. So a lot of stuff's improved and moved on, and I want to cover it. Fully, properly cover it with all these different episodes in a clear, structured way, that people who are new to the Nintendo Switch, who have no idea how to jailbreak it, because it can be very confusing. You go on GBA temp and you see just a mountain of information and all these different custom firmwares and different programs, and lots of information's outdated. It can be very confusing. So I just wanted to make a comprehensive guide, you know, playlist of tutorials, episodic series on how to jailbreak the Switch and get the most out of the Switch through various homebrew and how to install games and all that stuff, all covered in that playlist. So that is the plan for the Nintendo Switch. Now, I may also do something similar on the PS3. I initially wasn't planning on doing PS3 videos because, you know, my Xbox 360 videos don't get very many views now because it's a last generation console. And now 8th generation consoles like the Switch and the PS4, you know, have exploits for them. So people are more interested in those systems, not the previous generation consoles. But so I wasn't planning on doing PS3 tutorials. But the thing is, the PS3 has had quite a few new things just come out very recently, including the 4.84 exploit, which is kind of like a similar to the PS4 exploit, where it's kind of a temporary exploit where you restart the system and then you lose the exploit and you have to re-enable it each time. But because of that exploit, you can actually have access to the flash dumping and flash writing tools, which you can then use to write a proper custom firmware onto your PS3, so long as the PS3 is downgradable all the way to below 3.56 or 3.55. So because of that, the PS3 scene's kind of exploded recently, because for the longest time you could only jailbreak a PS3 if it was on sort of 3.56 or 3.55 or lower firmware, or you had to have a hardware flasher and open it up to downgrade it, because you can actually downgrade the PS3 firmware a lot easier because it doesn't have eFuses. So I may cover that, and if I do, it'll be in the same style as the Switch and the kind of updated JTAG and RGH tutorials, where it'll be episode 1, how to jailbreak the PS3 on 4.84 and lower, and episode 2 will be about installing games and updates, and episode 3 maybe DLC, episode 4 like emulators, episode 5 I don't know, mod menus for Call of Duty, mod menus for GTA, RTE tools, how to connect RTE tools. Basically what I did with the updated JTAG and RGH tutorial series, but for PS3. So we'll see. I might do that, I might not. I haven't fully decided on that yet. But yeah, it's a possibility. But the Switch tutorials I'm definitely going to do. And then, let's see. Also, yeah, I created a Patreon and a PayPal donation link for anyone who wants to go above and beyond in supporting the channel. Just to be clear, it's not necessary for anybody to donate. I appreciate you guys just watching the videos, leaving a like, being subscribed. That's more than enough. But if anybody does want to donate, for an ad block donation or something like that, then there's now a way for people to do that. Of course, PayPal is just a straight donation link, whereas Patreon's like a subscription thing. Yeah, I just have one tier at $1, which gets you access to a private Discord where you can contact me directly. I haven't really put up anything specific in terms of reward tiers, because I don't want to take away anything that's on the channel, and it's unlikely that we're going to get that many Patreons to make that worthwhile anyway. But let's just say in the unlikely event that I did get a bunch of Patreons, then I would feel bad if I didn't have some kind of exclusive content on Patreon for those people who donated. So because of that, I've put 2 examples on Patreon right now of videos that I could put for Patreons only. One of them's a condensed tutorial, which is only 3 or 4 minutes long. It's my 20 something minute tutorial on how to turn your PS4 into a gaming PC, installing the Linux operating system and Steam and all that. And I've condensed that down to a 3 or 4 minute tutorial where I've basically cut everything out of it apart from the actual steps that you need to follow to install it and set it up. So for people in a hurry, they can watch that video instead. And that's a video I would never put on YouTube anyway, because it's only 3 or 4 minutes long, and it's it's under 10 minutes, so that wouldn't go on YouTube anyway. Plus, I've also put another example, which is an extended tutorial of the video on installing additional programs on the Linux operating system on PS4. Because that video was initially something like 27 minutes long, and some of my videos, my longer ones, are 30 minutes or 32 minutes, and I cut a lot of stuff out, some stuff that I really don't want to cut out of the tutorial, but I kind of feel like I need to get it down to kind of the 23 or 24 minute mark. I really don't like going above 24 minutes in my tutorials, because I don't, when people see the time code of a tutorial and it's over 30 minutes long, a lot of people click off it. I try and get it down to kind of 23 or 24 minutes. The problem with that is I cut out stuff that I really don't want to cut out. On Patreon, I can put the extended cut of the tutorial on Patreon, and that way you're not really missing out if you're not a Patreon, because then you can still access the tutorial on YouTube. But if you want a fast tutorial, then you can go on Patreon, or if you want an extended tutorial with additional information, then you can go on Patreon as well. So that's just some examples. Again, I don't think it's likely that I'm going to be doing that, because That's only if we ended up getting a handful of Patreons. I'm really not expecting to. I'm expecting maybe one or two people will donate every now and then, but I'm not expecting, you know, to have a big presence on Patreon. So because of that, it's unlikely that those will be needed, but those are some examples of what I could do in the event, in the unlikely event that we got a few Patreons. So yeah, anyway, so that's basically it, guys, for the channel update. If you want me to do another Q&A video as well, leave it in the comments section, because again, it's been about a year since my last one. But yeah, that's it for this update. So stay tuned for the Switch tutorials that will be coming out soon, and maybe PS3 tutorials, we'll see. Let me know in the comments as well if you think it's worthwhile me doing these PS3 videos, because I know there's a lot of other YouTubers in the kind of, you know, PS3 space who have been in the space for a long time and do tutorials that would be more experienced at it than me. So, you know, it's more what you guys want. So let me know if you think that's worthwhile me doing. If not, then yeah, well, then I won't do it, I guess. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. So the Patreon and PayPal donation links will just be in the description of any new videos I upload. So yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video or found the information useful. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I will hopefully see you guys in the next one.